2 out of 3 falls. We finally got it right. So it is wonderful to be in this consciousness and this presence today, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you that took the time to be in this consciousness too. I know, I've been trying to get your attention, the breakdance, who have always been on this journey with Patrick and I both from day one. I've been on this journey with many of you from day one. I believe I am the oldest and the longest senior sitting minister that has not been ordained on in this entire teaching. And before you think I'm a slow learner, which I refuse to own in any way, it is because it was about the commitment, and I truly wasn't ready for the commitment because it means a lot. It is like that marriage of the highest self where you are stepping up and doing something greater, and when you are all of a sudden, when everything is changing rapidly around you, it's like you just want to put one foot in front of the other and stay in that center of God that is within all of us. So I am so delighted to be here. Interestingly enough, 10 minutes after I left the ordination panel, and may I share about the ordination panel? I was nervous. After all these years, I've been a minister for 11 years, and I was so nervous walking in, and who was my ordination panel? Dr. Maureen, Reverend Mike, and then Dr. Deborah Gordon. And so they said, well, you only have 40 minutes or something. I said, but we spent the first 5 minutes laughing as I walked in because I've known them, and they're so precious to me. And so I knew it was a done deal. It was a slam dunk when I walked in. 10 minutes after I'm ordained, and this is a true story, I'm in the car, and everything changed radically. There were so many challenges. It is like that clear water that comes to the surface because of all of the stuff that needs to come up so that I can have that clearer conscious and move more rapidly through life into that highest realm. That's what was coming up, and I thought, oh, thanks, this is great. I couldn't believe it, but it does happen. The minute you're ordained, there is an energy and a presence that comes up so that you can be more fully present for each and every person. I believe that we're kind of like all stars, and on this path of becoming, it's eternal. And like stars, some of us fall, some of us rise, and the path we choose when we're rising or falling absolutely leads us to that place of nirvana, or whatever you want to call it. And I think we're all going to get there, but I'm grateful I have chosen this teaching and the people in this teaching to help support me on this path of this awakening and enlightenment to a greater way of expressing life, and for tools that help you live a more abundant, creative, more spiritually fulfilled, deepening experience on this planet. So this calling was a soul calling for me. And the soul calling was by means of Dr. Ernest Holmes, who I believe articulated, and not only articulated, but expressed so perfectly the mystical side of what spirituality is and how it deepens you, and it is beyond anything I had ever heard before, because it does talk about the connectedness of all of life, and whatever is done to one is done to all. And I love the Buddhist expression, this is Emerson, who you are speaks so loudly I can't hear a word you're saying. And also the Buddhists who say, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And when you are at any place like ministry, you are under that microscope, so that who you are and who you're expressing is always in the limelight. And so it does change who you are. It does make you step up and forward much more. I believe that the most powerful force on this planet is always with you and with me and with all, and it is the light of intelligence that illuminates the path before us, the power of pure love. That is ministry. That's what ministry is about for me. It's about living a life filled with touching people's hearts and minds, because we're all in this together, creating what I say is heaven on earth, because that's what drew me to this teaching, is that there was a way for us to come into the oneness of consciousness that is that peace, that love, that joy, that abundance. So in these precious moments when I am with my congregants and my friends, when we laugh together, cry together, plan together, pray together, just be together, sharing food together, it is the joy of my ministry absolutely expressing at its highest in all ways. It is that greater calling. So grateful for each and every one of you here today, and for those with us in spirit, especially my beloved Reverend Patrick Geagan. We started this journey together, and he still is so fully present for me and my children and for my family. I'm so grateful for my family, my daughter, Kate, my son, Spencer, who's with us in spirit right now. He's in Florida, and my niece, Winnie, who's here today. And I'm so grateful for all my extended family, Jenny, Dawn, Diane, Stephen, it goes on and on and on, Shirley Berman. They're all part of me, and I am so honored to be considered part of them and in their presence. I'm also so happy for extended family because my future son-in-law Ian is here, and his parents Karen and Todd, and I am so grateful she chose wisely because I love the family. Would have been hell if that hadn't happened. I'm so grateful for an awakening that all of my teachers have given me, and especially, there's so many, but especially Dr. Sue Rubin, who is my heart and has always been in my heart since she walked through the doors. We were Wesleyians when she walked through the doors, and the ministerial and the continued wisdom and friendship and love and support that I get from her. For Dr. Maureen Hoyt, for Dr. James Lockhart, even though I was never in classes with him, I've certainly gone to many of his classes and have been inspired to teach some of the classes that he has taught and created. Dr. Dennis Merritt Jones and Reverend Cynthia Clare, and I'm just so grateful. There are so many more, and if I didn't say your name, please forgive me, but you're in my heart, trust me. So I mainly want to thank the CSL Pleasant Valley congregation, because I wouldn't be here without them. Starting with our practitioners. If you're a practitioner from CSL PV, please stand. I'm just so honored to be in your presence. Yes, so great. They are the love things. Reverend Lynn Chaplain Noe, will you stand? Who has been with us for so long. I'm so grateful. And I am so grateful for each of you, because this congregation has given me so much. It gives so much to so many, and my gratitude is just pouring over right here and right now. I'm so proud of us, and I'm so proud to be part of you and to be in this wonderful thing called life and spirit. I close with a quote from my daughter said to me when she was only 4 years old. And as I kissed her goodnight, and she still signs books this way too, she said, as I kissed her goodnight, she said, I hope your hearts always speak to me. So I hope your hearts always speak to me and continually speak to me. And so it is, that's the way it is. God is the glory. Namaskara.
Our almost ordained, fully ordained ministers, Reverend Wesley Kramer. You should know just quickly about him that he is the pastor, senior minister of Savannah, Georgia. But he was a staff minister here for a couple of years. And the reason he's here is because most of his family and friends are in this neighborhood, but they will be getting a double dip because he will celebrate in Savannah, Georgia as well. So there you go.
Good afternoon, Westlake Village. This is a great day, and I invite you to share it with me. My wife actually said, don't give a sermon. She also said to keep it short, and I'm not going to touch that. You know, I've heard a lot of people talking about, clearly, you know, first let me say it this way. I am so greatly honored to bask in the spiritual ambrosia of so many ministers, practitioners, lay people, congregants, because we are all practitioners. I'm thrilled to have shared this lectern with Reverend Jeannie, Reverend Betsy, Reverend Pam. It's honored, just honored. So, unfortunately, I didn't bring any notes. So, so I'm going to wait to see the setting and rising of the moon. Actually, it's not likely that'll happen. Anyway, I've heard a lot of talk, you know, people always are sharing, you know, that and my journey brought me here. And my journey took a turn, and it brought me here. You know, at the start of my journey, I was looking at all of life. There were plants and birds and rocks. No, that's not right. Now, when I think about the word journey, it actually brings something up in me that I'm really not that comfortable with. You know, because people say, like, you know, come on, it's a journey. And I'm thinking, gosh, there might be something in there I might not like. So I decided that I don't really like that word journey. I like the word quest. I'm on a quest. Because that means, A, I probably have a part in deciding to do it. Come on, we're going to go on a quest. It might be a dragon, I know, but it's a quest, so it's going to be okay. Because I'm going to be able to handle it. So my quest, in coming into the science of mind, was to silence my ex-wife. One thing I've learned is one can be very authentic in this philosophy. So I came in and I recognized a truth. Reverend Maureen, now this could be good, this could be bad, was my teacher for every single one of my classes. You are to blame. I was very shy. Let's just say I came into a service because I liked the music. And I was like, well, they've got good music, you gotta come, they got great music. And I liked the music. But one of the first talks was Reverend Maureen. And she was talking about receiving a postcard in the mail that said, "You're pre-approved." And it's like, that's a good thing to know that you're pre-approved, right? It was a credit card thing. But she went on to talk about, guess what? We are all pre-approved. And I liked that. You know, perhaps coming from a place of you have to do this or be this or have accomplished this to be worthy, it was nice to know that, guess what? I'm worthy right now. I want to thank my family that showed up. You know, some from very far away. How you doing, Jim? He already left. So. Oh, he's hitting on the girls in the back. No, it's kind of like we can't do it alone. I can't do it alone. You know? And it's been just a wonderful journey, wonderful path, a wonderful quest. Because in learning who I am, you know something? I'm okay. Because if I can be okay, you can be okay. if I can rest in that knowledge that there's a divine presence flowing within me, expressing as me, and does so only in an upward fashion, I can see that in you. I'm just very grateful. I'm humbled. And it's kind of, shucks, it's a good time. So let's celebrate. All right?